ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं श्री महासरस्वती मात्रे नमः। ॐ 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 सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विजये भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ समस्तं ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मात्रे नमः। ॐ श्री वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्याद्य शङ्कराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ परब्रह्मानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं च बृहदारण्यक उपनिषदः पारायणं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः शङ्करभाष्यसमेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे श्रुतिमातुः परब्रह्मण कृपासिद्ध्यर्थं करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणं we have to do in the second chapter, second Brahmanam onwards chanting. ॐ अथ श्री बृहदारण्यक उपनिषत् अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः अथ द्वितीयं ब्राह्मणम्। ॐ यो ह वै शिशुवं साधानकं सपत्याधानकं सस्थूणकं सदामं वेद सप्तहद्विशतो भ्रातृव्यानवरुणध्ययं वाव शिशुर्योऽयं मध्यमः प्रणस्तस्येदमेवाधानमिदं प्रत्याधानं प्राणहस्तानां दाम तमेताः सप्ताक्षितय उपतिष्ठन्ते तद्या इमा अक्षन् लोहिन्यो राजयस्ताभिरेनगं रुद्रोऽन्वायत्तोथया अक्षन्नापस्ताभिः पर्जन्यो याकनीनका तयादित्यो यत्कृष्णं तेनाग्निर्यत् शुक्लं तेन इन्द्रो अधरयैनं कर्वर्तन्या पृथिव्यन्वायत्ताद्यौरुत्तरया नास्यान्नं क्षीयते य एवं वेद तदेष श्लोको भवति। अर्वाग्बिलश्चमस ऊर्ध्वबुध्नस्तस्मिन् यशो निहितं विश्वरूपं तस्यासत ऋषयः सप्ततीरे वागष्टमे ब्रह्मणा संविदानेते। अर्वाग्बिलश्चमस ऊर्ध्वबुध्न इतीदं दच्चिर एष ह्यर्वाग्बिलश्चमस ऊर्ध्वबुध्नस्तस्मिन् यशो निहितं विश्वरूपमिति प्राणा वै यशो विश्वरूपं प्राणानेतदाह तस्यासत ऋषयः सप्ततीर इति प्राणा वा ऋषयः प्राणानेतदाह वागष्टमी ब्रह्मणा संविदानेति। वाग्ध्यष्टमी ब्रह्मणा संवित्ते इमावेव गौतम भरद्वाजावयवयमेव गौतमोऽयं भरद्वाज इमावेव विश्वामित्रजमदग्नि अयमेव विश्वामित्रोऽयं जमदग्निरिमामेव वसिष्ठकश्यपावयमेव वसिष्ठोऽयं कश्यपो वागेवात्रिर्वाचा यन्नमद्यतेर्हि अद्यतेत्तिर्हवै नामैतद्यदि दत्रिरिति सर्वस्यात्तभवते सर्वमस्यान्नं भवते य एवं वेद इति द्वितीयं ब्राह्मणम् अथ तृतीयं ब्राह्मणं द्वे वाव ब्रह्मणो रूपे मूर्तं च इवामूर्तं च मर्त्यं चामृतं च स्थितं च यच्च सच्च त्यच्च तदेतन्मूर्तं यदन्यद्वायोश्चान्तरिक्षाच्चैतन्मर्त्यमेतस्थितमेतत् सत्तस्यैतस्य मूर्तस्य एतस्य भर्तस्य एतस्य चितस्य एतस्य सत एष रसो य एष तवते सतो ह्येष रसः अथामूर्तं वायुश्चान्तरिक्षं च एतदमृतमेतद्यतेदत्यं तस्यैतस्यामूर्तस्य एतस्यामृतस्य एतस्य यत एतस्य त्यस्यैष रसो य एषु एतस्मिन्मण्डले पुरुषस्त्यपस्य पुरुषस्त्यस्य ह्येष रस इत्यधिदैवतम् अथाध्यात्मम् इदमेव मूर्तं यदन्यत् प्राणाच्च यश्चायमन्तरात्मन्नाकाशः एतत् मर्त्यम् एतत् स्थितम् एतत् सत्तस्येतस्य मूर्तस्यैतस्य मर्त्यस्य एतस्य स्थितस्य एतस्य सत एष रसो यक्चक्षुषः सतो ह्येष रसः अथामूर्तं प्राणश्च यश्चायमन्तरात्मन्नाकाश एतदमृतम् एतत् यदेतत् तत्यं तस्य एतस्यामूर्तस्य एतस्यामृतस्य एतस्य यत एतस्य त्यस्यैष रसो योऽयं दक्षिणेक्षन् पुरुषस्त्यस्य ह्येष रसः तस्य एतस्य पुरुषस्य रूपमम् यथा महारजनं वासो यथा पाण्ड्वाविकं यथेन्द्रगोपो यथाग्न्यर्चिर्यथा पुण्डरीकं यथा सकृद्विद्युत्तकं सकृद्विद्युत्तमेव हवा अस्य विद्युत्तेव हवा अस्य श्रीर्भवते य एवं वेद अथात आदेशो नेति नेति न हि एतस्मादिति न इति अन्यत् परम् अस्ति अथ नामधेयगं सत्यस्य सत्यमिति प्राणा वै सत्यं तेषामेष सत्यम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीयोपनिषत् ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः येति मे गुरुभिः पूर्वं वदवाक्यप्रमाणदः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ एकादशोऽनुवाकः शिष्य अनुशासनम् ॐ वेदमनोच्चाचार्योऽन्ते वासिनमनुशास्ति सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यै न प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये चास्मच्छ्रेयागंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया देयं श्रिया देयं ह्रिया देयं भिया देयं संविदा देयम् अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन आज्ञवल्क्याद्य शंकराचार्यवर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम Shri Krishna, Om Namo Narayana. Just like when we take the food, food has to enter into every part of the body. Then only body is nourished and nourished. Just like we take the medicine, it should go to the point of the disease, then only the cure happens. Just like when we take the breath, intake the breath, only when it fully fills the lungs and thereafter the pranamaya kosha, that intake of the breath gives the strength for which it is taken. So too, whatever the beautiful good emotions we are supposed to have to add beauty to our life, those emotions have to be fully entering into our manomaya kosha. Then only there is expression of those beautiful emotions of the love, of the kindness, of the concern, of whatever forgiveness, helping attitude, concern. Then only there is a joy for having the mind, for using the mind for right purpose. In the same way, whenever we are living in the life, life is lived according to the actions, actions are according to the knowledge in the intellect. When the intellect is correct in its knowledge of every vyavahara we do, and according to that correctness, when the performance is done, where will be any mistake? There will be no mistake. So, physical food, the pranas, the emotion, mind, knowledge. In the same way, if the spirituality has to help us, the so-called spiritual knowledges, informations have to help us, they have to be totally entered into every core of our personality, our life. Every layer of our personality, spirituality should permeate and percolate. How and what you think it's homework. So to every aspect of our day's life, the spirituality should fully enter. Anything we do or don't do, we are doing it only for the spiritual unfoldment. That is the only and main and ultimate goal. In that way, when we enter into that zone, then only two things happening. One, no more samsara is happening in us. The other one is sadhana is pakka happening. Else what? Sadhana will be half-hearted, samsara continues. Therefore, the result won't come to us. I'm not talking about the Vyavahara. I'm talking about samsara. Vyavahara is required. Making Vyavahara into samsara, whatever the things we do, that will continue if in and through our Vyavahara also spirituality is not brought. There should be nothing other than spiritual sadhana, and whatever we do outside is the spiritual Vyavahara only. And nobody should know it. It is not to be explained or proclaimed outside or talked outside. I know it. Every word I utter, every thought I entertain, every action I do, every interaction I do, every response I do, for all of that, the basis is spirituality, the purpose is spirituality. This is called as always we are in Adhyatmic Sadhana. In that only, the things which are unrequired, they will be removed. The things which are required, they are added into our inner personality. Then we can see the change in our own every aspect of life. There's no more dukkha in the world. We can see the life is lived not only very lightly without any heaviness or load, but it is always with purpose, substantial purpose, achievable purpose, and most beautiful purpose. So, when we are studying, therefore, the Shastras throughout the day, along with study of that, how much of the Shastriya Jnanam is in me guiding my Vyavahara also, along with sadhana. Slowly we are entering to sadhana. At the time of class, we are pakka into the class, that much maturity came. At the time of sadhana also, we are able to focus, if not 100%, at least some. So too, when we are opening the book, we are reading it, we are minding business. Along with that, even throughout the Vyavahara also, anybody comes to us, we go anywhere, any interaction comes, any obligation comes, are we forgetting the spirituality or are we still remembering the Adhyatmika Jivanam Sadhanam? According to that, are we behaving? Which is very tough, not as easy as said done. Said, uh, if we can really bring that aspect also into us, that any vyavahara is also adhyatmika drishtya we are doing. So all the time we are sadhakas. And that is the only way by which we can stop the entry of the maya, entry of the mana, entry of any of the samsara into us. Fully we have to block. Just like sardi mein, no? When you sleep, extreme cold of minus 5, 10 degrees temperature, how you cover yourself विथ ऑल द ब्लैंकेट्स बिस्तरा क्या क्या नहीं डालते, इतना भी जगह नहीं देना फॉर द ठंडी हवा आने के लिए. डोंट वी डू? कहीं से भी आया तो देन इट इज इन द सेम वे फ्रॉम नो वेयर द वर्ल्डलीनेस ऑफ द संसारा शुड एंटर इनटू अस. हाउ डू वी नो डू दैट? नॉट एग्जाम्पल तो हमने वगैरह ब्लैंकेट ओढ़ने का कहा, but in the life you can't order the blanket always. Here it is this way. What is that way? The only way not to allow the samsara to enter is whatever we are living every moment, we live as spirituality. Live as. हम खुद ही आध्यात्मिकता के दृष्टि को बढ़ाकर उस दृष्टि से जीते हैं तो संसार आएगा नहीं. Is it not? Like when I am interacting with you. So interaction is the prarabdha aspect is known. At this moment, the purushartha aspect is known. Then if you are telling me something, I listen and respond. If you are asking me, I use my wisdom and explain to you according to the Shastram. So what is all that? It is my responsibility towards you. It is a sadhana. It is Ishvara's ichha. It is a seva to him, my offering to him. And it is my own being aware. The aware as an individual responding to society, as well as inside me, there is an illuminator who is illuminating this doer. On this I focus. In this whole thing, is there any other samsara entered wherein I gave unwanted importance to you? Unwanted is negative. And any other reactions I have done because of which My mind is disturbed, your mind is disturbed, our relation is disturbed. Nothing. Therefore, this interaction has become sadhana. Then I didn't allow this samsara to enter. If this awareness is not there, like you are on the dining table, by Lord's grace, the food came. Thank you to the members at home, they made it. Now I have to mind the correct quantity to eat. For what? For sustaining my body. And for what? So that I am healthy, long living, strong. I can do my sadhana. इतने में करो हम साधना कहते हैं इसको वेर इज संसार एंटरिंग samsara of the greed that I must have more or I must have more varieties or it is very tasty or it is not tasty अरे इन सबको आने नहीं देना दोगे आने तो फिर पूरा अंदर आकर वो खराब कर देगा मन को so one of the learnings very important is what we have to permeate, percolate our pervasiveness of the spiritual outlook to every moment of our day, every day of our life. So that nothing other than sadhana is happening. And 1 week if you do it, like 2 दिन चाय काफी छोड़ दिया तो पता चलता है कि उसके बिना भी हम जी सकते हैं. एक हफ्ता सूर्यास्त में से पहले ही खाना खाया रात में नहीं खाया तो पता चलता है एक हफ्ते में कि हमको पता हम कर सकते हैं. 1 महीना सुबह उठने का कोशिश करें तो वी विल नो दैट यार इट इज एबल टू बी डन 1 week if we stop seeing this or that unwanted program of TV we know we can live without it in the same way 1 2 months when we can try two things will happen one we are it is possible for us to see everything from the spiritual angle secondly the doubt will vanish what is the doubt will vanish very important listen carefully कि if I don't involve in the world will mind. There will be some loss to the world. World will feel bad, or I may lose something. This very subtle but all the time existing wrong notion should go away. जितना हमको जिंदगी में दुनिया में चाहिए उतना इन्वॉल्व जरूर करना है neither less sin of omission will come otherwise nor more sin of commission will come that art we have to learn. We are an indispensable part of the world. But in what activities, to what extent? Our mind should think about the things and beings, no doubt. But how much? How long? In how many ways? These are very subtle things which don't click overnight. Only when we are becoming stronger in our scriptural knowledge about the self, and in us, when I must experience myself, that jignasa, that mumukshata grows, and in the attempt to know the self, when I fail, when I analyze the causes of failure, that time I'm come to know that it is in my mind so much of the worldliness is there because of which I am not able to meditate on the self as learned from the Shastra. And why this much worldliness entered into me? In that also, how much is necessary, how much is unnecessary. If you see, 20% necessary होता है, 80% not necessary होता है. You understand it? That we will learn. I am available all the time. You know, that beautiful thing, बिजली सारे बल्ब्स फैंस में रहता है लेकिन वो बल्ब को फैन को इट विल नॉट ग्लो और मूव अनलेस स्विच ऑन स्विच ऑन करो मैं हूं ना immediately everything it as long as you want switch is on the current is flowing and electricity bulb is glowing fans are moving and all the moment the work is over switch off khatam. So too, when we are needed in the world at the physical activity level, vocal speech level, mind's thought level, involve, switch on. The moment it is over, switch off. Go back to your own sadhana. Even those doings also, if they are taken from the sadhana standpoint, and that knack is developed, all the time we are in sadhana. For that, what is required, as we said just now, a wrong notion which is always in us because of never thinking that So much we have to think about the world, involve in the world. I am important to the world is important to me. These are all notions. Every jiva, whether he knows or not, came only to exhaust his prarabdha near to the self. That's it. All other are only for these two purposes. Anything other than is wrong. इससे अलावा ना मेरा आपका नाता है, ना आपका मेरा है, ना हमारा किसी से है. अगर हम लगाते हैं तो then we are adding only प्रारब्ध. See that clarity, and it is not difficult. For few days when we entertain and we become ruthless, it becomes a habit. Then you are 100% in the world. When we are a vyavahara, पक्का doing everything. प्यार करना है प्यार कर दिया, रेस्पेक्ट देना है रेस्पेक्ट दे दिया, सेवा करना है सेवा की, मदद करना है मदद कर दिया. If they did it, you have expressed the gratitude. What is missing? Nothing missing. You are enjoying. What is removed is unwanted. These are the simple looking but very important things which we have to read between the lines in our Shastric declarations and then make our life like this. That's called as sadhana. So, having shared this thought, now the topic under discussion in Taittiriya Upanishad 11th Anuvaka is the duties that are ordered by the Shastra and Guru for us to do. For what? Let us be very clear. For making our antakarana shuddha. For what? For us to become qualified for the awakening ourselves to Brahma Anubhuti. So Brahma I am already, but I am not experiencing it. What is obstructing is the ashuddhi of the antakarana. All manobuddhi chitta ahankara with all its habits or the vasanas, with all its egos, arrogances, all of them are not allowing me only to awaken to my own Brahma Tattva, which is Mukti Hetu. मुक्ति हेतु ब्रह्मानुभव के लिए विघ्न रूपी अंतकरण के अशुद्धियां. What are the Anshuddhis of the Antakarana? The Ahankara, which is not required other than to be functional, that extra Nataka of the Ahankara also is Ashuddhi. The Buddhi, thinking about the world and worldliness and establishing the worldliness reality, establishing the duality, and making forget us the reality behind all the duality is the Ashuddhi of the Buddhi. Attachments, aversions are the Ashuddhi of the Mana. Also, Mana, instead of surrendering to the Buddhi, listening to the senses, listening to the habits, listening to the vasanas, listening to more ignorant people than us. These are all the Ashuddhi of the Mana. Remember this, by listening to what Guru says, not only we are doing sadhana, more important than what is, we are stopping to listen to the mind. We are stopping to listen to the ego. We are stopping to listen to any other person who is not a sadhaka. These are more important achievements. Else, what will happen? Except the Guru's Vachana, everything we listen. And Guru Vachana is Shastra Vachana, Shastra Vachana is Bhagavad Vachana, Bhagavad Vachana is Mukti Hetu. भगवान की वाणी तो हमें मुक्ति देने के लिए होती है ना. इट इज नॉट फॉर बॉन्डेज. दिस आर्ट वी शुड नो, दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग वी शुड हैव एंड डेवलप दैट आर्ट. Many times what we have to do when Guru says is not for doing sake. It is for sake of coming out of I want or this fellow or that fellow said. That is the ego that we have to transcend. So too the Indriyas impurity is what? Extroverted, more than required. And the impurity of the Deha is Tamoguna. So Deha Ashuddhi of the Tamoguna, Indriya Ashuddhi of too much of Bahirmukata, Mana Ashuddhi of Ragadveshadi, Buddhi Ashuddhi of thinking as if the world of duality alone is real, and unknowingly the Buddhi is forgetting the substratum behind all the multiplicity. Buddhi's job is to discover the one Paramatma behind. But these are Shuddha because not trained. Sometimes it might have heard intellectually, it might have heard informatively, but he's got never trained. Never that ashuddhi of the buddhi. And ashuddhi of the ahankara is what? Other than functional, to do the worldly things. Aham should not be there. Then what should be there? Purna aham. Aham brahmasmi anubhuti. Like now I am a pakka samsari jiva. थोड़ा शास्त्र पढ़ने के बाद नो आई एम साधक. When the sadhana reaches to parakashta sthiti, am brahmasmi. From the Ambrasmi Anubhuti, when you come back, look back, no more I am Jiva, but I am a functional entity to work in the world. So जितना वर्क है दुनिया में करने का, उतना करने के टाइम आई एम द कर्ता. कर्ता विदाउट कर्म फलापेक्षा. Therefore no फलापेक्षा, therefore I am not भोक्ता. तो कर्ता भोक्ता रहिता अहम alone should be there as a functional aham in the world. Once that is over, aham brahmasmi. In between jiva, identified by the upadhi, influenced by the vasanas, victim of the habits, that jiva should never be in us. He is the one who does all mistake and who suffers. The jiva is the karta of all the karma for kalpa phalapeksha, and he is the bhokta of the sukha and dukkha, more of dukkha bandhan only. So we have to know these subtle arts. Now again reverse back, reverting. Our goal is Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. I am already that Brahma, but I have to get the Anubhuti. The obstruction for it is the Ashuddhi of Antakarana. Therefore, what we have to do? The Shuddhi of the Antakarana. And for the Antakarana Shuddhi only we are in this life of doing whatever we have to do. And what is to be done in what attitude? By which Antakarana Shuddhi happens, facilitating for us for the Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti is thoroughly experimented, learned, practiced, and achieved by the great saints and sages. Then to help us out so that we need not struggle to discover for ourselves made ready, ready-made. है कि नहीं? डेली घर में खाना बनाते बना के खाना होता है. One of the day you go to the hotel, खाना is ready, you eat. ऑर्डर दे दिया वैसे दी खा ली. Is it not? Everything we only don't do. So to the rishis munis have discovered and given us those jivana vidhanams by which the expected antakarana shuddhi qualification for our awakening to brahmanubhuti happens. That is what all these instructions. And because we want mukti, because mukti is only through brahmanubhava, and brahmanubhava will come only when it is antakarana shuddhi. Antakarana shuddhi must be gained, be attentive. Because antakarana shuddhi must be gained, whatever is to be done to get the antakarana shuddhi also must be done. That must be done is called kartavya. That must be done is called as anusthana. And therefore, out of love only, the Shruti and Guru are making us do is kartavya and anusthana by doing anushasana. Guru and Shastra never does ordering on us for their ego. That is the other worldly people do. Only to those whom Guru trusts very heartfully, to him only he even dares to give Anushasana. Otherwise, he will give some Upadesh. Even Upadesh भी नहीं, संदेश संदेश भी नहीं, वही प्रश्न का उत्तर दे देंगे वो. Guru is very sensitive, more than us. He doesn't want to interfere in Ishvara's Leela, in any individual's Prarabdha, unless and to the extent he is required or requested or allowed. So here, to only few exclusively Shastra dedicated, Guru dedicated, Brahma Anubhuti Laksha dedicated disciples, the Shruti Mata is giving Anushasana. In all the Upanishads, there is no Anushasana. There is only advice, only suggestion. There is a ruthless explanation of the truth along with the sadhanas with all logics and examples. That's why every Upanishads travel. In this Upanishad, Antevasanam Anushasti. Anushasana is done out of the love, out of concern. And that we have to take. These are all my duties for me to do for my antakarana. Therefore, if it is a duty, can you forget it? What is the first step of performing the duty? Is not forgetting it. Duty क्या भूल गया, तो how can you call it as a duty? All the time remembering. Okay. And in the Bhashyam, what he said, interesting point. See the connection between it. Okay, without Antakarana Shuddhi, you can't have Brahma Jnana. Without doing all these sadhanas, only for Antakarana Shuddhi, not for any of the outer activities, then the Antakarana Shuddhi will come. Then Brahma Jnana. Now, beauty is what? After Brahma Jnanam, we have nothing to do. उसके बाद कोई ऑब्लिगेशन नहीं रहेगा, कोई कर्तव्यता नहीं रहेगा. That is what Bhashyakara was trying to say in the beginning by quoting those Upanishad mantras that Brahma Jnanat Paschat, there is nothing to be done, Shruti says so. Therefore, your idea of not doing anything will be achieved, but after Brahma Jnanam. Every one of us, want to enjoy not doing anything. But to enjoy not doing anything, we have to do something to get that thing by which we can continue enjoying by not doing anything. That's what we all do. Earn lot of money, keep it in the bank. That's all doing something to earn money. Thereafter, no need to work without doing enjoying. कर दिया सर्विस नौकरी गवर्नमेंट में आ रहा है पेंशन आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू ऑफिस एनीथिंग आई हैव डन ऑलरेडी तो आई एम एंजॉयिंग इन द सेम वे स्पिरिचुअलिटी में भी नो ब्रह्म तत्व देयर आफ्टर यू आर हैप्पी विदाउट डूइंग एनीथिंग देयर आर नो कंपल्शंस ऑब्लिगेशंस टू अ ब्रह्म ज्ञानी सो इज अ फ्री बर्ड because what is to be achieved the ultimate anubhava atma he got it but to get to that you have to do the things as kartavya. Therefore, before they are to be done as kartavya, then get antakarna shuddhi, then enter into the ब्रह्मानुभूति. है ब्रह्मानुभव व्यक्ति के लिए इस दुनिया में कुछ करने को है क्या? विद्यते हृदय गंति छिद्यन्ते सर्व संशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि. There is nothing, not an Shruti can order him to do this or that. Of course, he continues serving the world and ईश्वरेच्छा and all. वो तो फिर पूरा अलग सब्जेक्ट है जीवन मुक्त का व्यवहार इन द वर्ल्ड. His presence adds beauty to the world, etc. वो बात की बात. But you and I, each of these words which are said as Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara, consciously all these first we remember and throughout the day में इनमें से कौन सा चीज करने का जरूरत या मौका होता है वो करना है aiming at अंतःकरण शुद्धि. So therefore, how many five things we have to do in life? One, all the time on the seat of meditation to know the self. If you are highly paripakwa, that we do. A step lower, if we are not able to do that, we are contemplating. A step lower than that is what? Our own swadhyaya at home. Even that we can't do, we come and sit in the class and listen the Vedanta. Even this also cannot be done. Sit in the Upasana Puja room and pray to the Lord to give all these arhatas or qualifications. When even this also not done, for even to sit in front of Lord to ask Him, we have to do all these Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara for what? No outer gain. Only for the inner Antakarana purity. That way, which moment of the life we are free, no moment we are free. All the time we are engaged in any of these things which call us to involve in. कर्तव्यता बुद्धि ब्रह्मानुभव कर्तव्य ध्यान कर्तव्य अंतःकरण शुद्धि प्राप्तव्य. For that, all these things are kartavya. Therefore, anushtana. Therefore, niyama. Therefore, receive it as अनुशासन. अनुशासनत्व is for our interest. ये मेरे गुरु का आदेश करके मानने से ना अपने मन अहंकार को हम साइड पे रखकर साधना कर सकते. There are two types of people. One, they themselves are so highly intellectual that they got convinced. कि truth knowing is realization, liberation. Therefore, I must do sadhana for it. For many other people, the ego is soft or hard in both ways. Ego will be very cunning, it is. It acts arrogantly also. It acts as if surrendering also. Both meek humbleness also and ego. कहते हैं ना कि अति विनयम धूर्त लक्षणम एंड ऑल दैट. ज्यादा झुक कर जो नमस्कार करते उनको भी मानना नहीं चाहिए, उनको भी भरोसा नहीं करना. वही बंदा सर पे चढ़ेगा बाद में. I have experienced this these many times in my life. These many, either nahi hai. How many we have seen? So, those who know very clearly, convinced that my goal is Paramatma, this is my dhyana sadhana, dhenam, for them, nobody need to give any anushasana. But those who know that they are egoistic, those who know their mind is little stronger in its own too many proposals of likes, dislikes, those who know that they are inside weak to be carried away by some others' opinions, is it not? I know that I am depending on some people. Depending or because any obligation, etc. Grahastha ashram hota hai. Every husband will now have to listen to the wife. And whose decision this is, it's not that we don't know. हमको पता चल जाता है किसने प्रोग्राम कहा, किसने कैंसल कहा, ये सारा पता चल जाता है. Who does it? So everyone will have that obligation. द फ्रेंड्स की बात मानने की कमजोरी, कमजोरी मतलब विदाउट हायर सटल इंटेलेक्ट, therefore not able to say no to that person. Obligation of wife or children, and my own likes, dislikes, my own ego, these are the ones which are not allowing me to take right decision. First we have to realize this. This is second category people. Such people, only way to come out of all these things is what the guru's words are taken as anushasanam. There is no other way. With the strength of our surrender to the guru, and by taking the guru vachana as the anushasana, only we can tell the friend, यार तुमने जो कहा ठीक है, मैं भी जो तुम कहते हो मानना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे गुरु ने कहा, उनका कहना मेरे लिए अनुशासन है. So to the wife she says, क्या कहते हो? No, no, guru has given the order, I have taken it as an order. Don't say guru gave order. You say I take his words as order. नहीं तो गुरु को फंसाओगे, then they will come and order the guru. His words are order to me, please. In many cases, your words are order. But in this case, his words are order, sorry. So too the other thing. So too the mind ego. How can a mind and ego play such a play so quietly? Nalaik log ye dono. पता ही नहीं चलता कि we are victim of our own mind whims, our own soft ego. That I have to do. No, no, it's, array, I committed to the Guru. Is it not? And whatever says Anushasana to me, how can the mind come and project with ifs and buts? How can the ego say, why should I do? देखा? Other than taking Guru Upadesha as Anushasana, we can't come out our ego, our own mind, our own influence by other people because our inner weakness is of variety. By nature होता है ना, you can't fight with that. वो तो जन्म से आया मरने के साथ ही जाएगा वो. We should not fight with some of the natures which we have within us. Others don't have it. In other family, the man is so dominant to the wife and her children, nobody dare to talk to him. No, he has another problems. This problem is solved. We have what? We have this problem कि everybody की बात मुझे सुननी पड़ती है, मैं क्या करूं? अब सबके बात सुनते हुए साधना नहीं कर पा रहा हूं. अब bring the guru. His words अनुशासन. And with this faith, only when you have faith you can do it. What Guru says is for our own interest. Guru has no personal selfishness, etc. He says what is said in Shastra. What is said in Shastra is given by the Lord. Lord's only purpose is to give us mukti. If this chain of understandings are not fully convinced in us, then we don't take the help of Guru's words as Anushasana to overcome these problems. Then what will happen throughout life? The split personality. एक तरफ मन होता है साधना सेवा करने को, दूसरा नहीं कर पाते. In that way, day by day, month by month, year by, it will be over. Then one day we will just end only. That is why the importance of upasa anushasanam. Antevasanam anushasti. See the importance of these thoughts. These are important. Upanishad, the meaning we can explain. But between the lines, what is there we have to catch to help ourselves. kartavya. And the one and many other aspects I am telling, even I am also learning now only, thoda thoda, ऐसे 1000 जन्म लगेंगे. Only whenever we have had highest goals and we are doing them as kartavya, that we will command our own self-respect, we command respect from others. And those who don't have their own goals, they alone get it carried away by other people's goal. Why others only should have goal and we follow them? You can't have a goal or what? You can also organize my yagnam. In my other organization, you do the help every time. I am calling you Swami. I will take care of everything. We have to have our goal. No, but why should all the time? When I have my goal and I am committed to goal, then the people will be able to command their respect. अदरवाइज रेस्पेक्ट के नाम पे लोग हमको यूज करते जाते हैं, हमको पता ही नहीं होता कि वी आर यूज्ड एंड थ्रोन. These are all vyavaharic things I am telling. Being Upanishad, I should not come to that level, but that also is important. Is it not? In the performance of the kartavya towards the goal chosen only, we are making Bhagavan happy, we are making our jiva in us happy, we are really justifying our intellect and mind's glory. We also command the respect from what? That's the entire Gita is that. You want to run away from the dharma yuddha? Shut up, you bad lad tu. यहाँ कहा भगवान ने मरेगा तो मरो, that is better. In fighting the war, if you die, you die. How can you run away? It is your goal. You have to achieve it. There may be Bhishma and Drona. You never expected them to be there, or you need not expect. It has to happen like that. You can never command the outer situations. You only can command your maturity, dignity, knowledge, and how you respond to that. कौन सामने आएगा, कौन सी सिचुएशन होएगी, हमारे हाथ में है क्या? वो खुद तो होता ही रहता है हमेशा. And those who have got conviction of the Lakshya, they keep on doing Lakshya. They don't have excuses and all those things. These are very subtle, very sublime maturities. They won't click just like that. People are at very gross level, है ना? उनका जीवन चलता ही रहता है दुनिया. So we also don't touch. अच्छा ठीक है, तमाशा चल रहा है, सारा चलने दो. कर्तव्य हो गया. Now we have seen almost 50% of them. Satyam vada, all explained. One thing we add to this today is what? Satyam vada yatha pramanam avagatam vaktavyam is satyam tadeva vada. Is this clear? One thing what we can add to that is that while speaking satya, two things. There is no malice of our own mind, impurity, of any selfishness. Is it not? Any of the personal gain or motive नहीं होना है. That adds beauty to satyam. Then only it's called satya. Otherwise मैं selfishness के लिए बोला हूँ तो असत्य हो गया. Second is what? To be added is what? While doing satyam, you are speaking satya for satya sake. In that, even little of the ego also should not come. And what is the sign of ego coming? The satya vachanam or satya karma, whatever it is, it hurts others. Therefore, the satya practice is really fulfilled when there is an ahimsa. Our satya vachana should not do himsa to others. Why do we do himsa? Because there is an ego. Why there is ego? Because there is selfishness. So ego yukta, selfishness yukta, himsa yukta satya is not satya. These things we have not discussed in all our earlier classes. While explaining this, Satyam Vada, we are adding today this. Means when you contemplate, you will come to know more details, more depths in that. सत्य बोल दिया मैंने और उसके ऊपर छोड़ दिया कि वो खुश हो जाए, दुखी हो जाए, मैं क्या करूं. That insensitivity is not intellect. Is it not? We have to say it is Satya, but Satya भी मीठा बोल सकते हैं. न ब्रूयात सत्यम अप्रियम. सत्य ही बोलो, वे प्यार से बोलो. नहीं तो क्या हुआ? सत्य बोला लेकिन गुस्से से बोला तो उसका फिर दूसरे रिपरकशंस होते हैं. दैट्स व्हाट द चिल्ड्रन से एट होम. पापा आप जो कह रहे हो ठीक है, लेकिन मैं गुस्से से क्यों कहते हो? Everywhere they ask, प्यार से समझाओ ना. Everybody is ready to listen. But what they want is to give it in a good coating of sweet chocolate. जैसे बिजनेस में, व्यापार में दूसरों को धोखा देने के लिए हम मिठास से बोलते हैं कि नहीं, इफ वी आर डूइंग एनी बिजनेस ऑफ दैट टाइप, सच ए coating of sweetness we add and makes same thing let us do while talking satya also. And those who do that, whether they succeed outside or not, but inside they are safe. There are many parents, so lovingly they tell the children, and it works. Many of you do that. Most of the time, your children are obedient, not because you speak Satya only or correct thing, but you are loving to them. हमारे प्यार के वास्ते भी लोग बात सुनते हैं. कभी कभी बात सत्य है इसलिए सुनते हैं, बहुत बार अपना स्वार्थ है तो सुनते हैं, नहीं तो नहीं. दिस इज हाउ द यंगस्टर्स, चिल्ड्रन, पीपल आर ऑल लाइक दैट. मैं भी आप जो कहे तो मेरा फायदा है तो सुनता हूँ, सत्य है तो सुनता हूँ, या आपसे प्यार से कहा आपने इसलिए सुनता हूँ. Which works what time, that's all, big thing. Okay, like that satyam vada means all these things added. According to Shastra, it should be, according to our perception, according to our practice, according to our experience, we have to speak it. Satya ka kya hai na, that speech or work after which you don't have regrets, you don't have the guilt. Usko kehte hain satya. Wherever the regrets and guilts are there, that means you have done something untrue, asatya, anrutam. These are the parameters. Is it not? And that saves the world, that saves you, that saves the mutual relation. Even if I speak Satya, do Satya, people are not understanding, accept means they are useless fellows, they'll leave you and go, that is good for you. लेकिन मेरे सत्य को स्वीकार करके मुझे सत्य में प्रोत्साहन नहीं करने वाले, मैं क्या करूं उनको रख के अपने जीवन में? That readiness we should have, the guts we should have. That is the idea. Is your goal and principles are important to you, or are the people and the attachments are important to you? This is where all the time the clash comes in a subtle manner. The one who prefers the people and attachments, he never achieves the goal. He will be never speaking the truths or convictions. But the one who is giving value to his goals, convictions, and the principles, you'll have to go forego the attachments and the people. दोनों में एक ही हो सकता है. आप डिसाइड करो क्या चाहिए. I have to reach this higher spiritual goal, and these are my principles. You have to sacrifice the attachments for that. You have to sacrifice the people for the people, or whatever it is. That very subtle. सत्य के चारों तरफ इतने सारे बातें होते हैं. सत्यम वदो. Clear? So to dharmam charo. Everywhere, so alert we are, sensible we are to know what is my position, identity, and what to do. Very, very sensible. Then sensitive enough to respond accordingly. Dharmam chara. And remember, satyam vada dharmam chara. These are the only things when it is fully understood and practiced. You have understood and practiced all that is said in Shruti and Smriti. Shruti Smriti ka saramsh. The Shruti other than the Brahma Vidya wala. Shruti means Vedas. Veda means not only Brahma Vidya, other things also told in before. Smriti is all the Bhagavad Gita and all. So in सब में क्या कहा, दो शब्दों में बताओ, सत्यम वदा धर्मम चरा. Now with what we analyzed and understood what meaning of satyam and dharmam, as said by Bhagavan Shankara and other quotations, don't you see the completeness has come to that subject? This is the essence of all. Shruti Smriti. सत्य बोलो यार, धर्म का आचरण करो, हो गया. Wherever you are, you do your dharma. Is it not? And Satyavani. Satyavani, and all I have explained, again we will not discuss that. Satyam vada dharmam jara is all the anushasana of all the Shruti Smriti to qualify us for later thing called Brahma Vidya. Then only the third one, Swadhyaya Anma Pramadaha. Why the Pramada in the Swadhyaya happens of every type? Because of some laziness, because of some mind's disturbance, some regrets or guilts, all of them carry away our mind and intellect's attention. Therefore, we are not able to have the desire of sadhyaya. Even with desire, when you come, we are not able to attend. Why all this happened? Because satya nahi bola, aur dharma nahi kiya. Is it not? The Satyavani leads to Dharma Karma. Satya Dharma, both of them are proved that we are able to do the Swadhyaya without any pramad. Is it not? जो दुनिया ने मेरे से पूछा मैंने कह दिया और दुनिया के लिए मुझे जो करना था कर दिया और मन शांत है then what to do with that mind? स्वाध्याय. See the beauty of it. Any simple example. When you tell your children, ki, I am interested in Shastra Jnanam, I am learning, that is helping me at this age, Satya you spoke to them. And what you need from me, all this I have done, Dharma I have done. Now you don't disturb me. Please let me go for my Swadhyaya. Who will stop you? Simple example. Expand it throughout the life. कॉन्शियसली मैं कभी असत्य बोला क्या? नहीं बोला, सत्य में हूँ मैं कभी धर्म को छोड़ा क्या? नहीं किया, कर रहा हूँ, हो गया मेरा, इससे ज़्यादा दुनिया में कुछ नहीं करना. बाकी सब स्वाध्याय, then all the sadhanas. Swadhyaya Anma Pramadah. In the Dharmam Charame, you have to definitely add the Shruti Ukta Dharma of everyday Upasana, everyday Havana Yajna. In that, all the three we have to ask. Through Upasana and Havana, oh Bhagwan, give me Antakarana Shuddhi. Second, give me all the resources as you promised. Yogaksham Vahamyam, so that I don't struggle for them. Then third one, these two are only the means. My main goal is Paramatma Prapti. Make arrangements for that. Complete now? Is there any doubt in this? Hey Bhagavan, give me all that are required for my maintenance so that I don't lack anything, I don't beg anyone, I don't struggle. आप पहले योगक्षम दे दो मुझे, यस. अंतःकरण शुद्धि दे दो, यस. परमात्मा प्राप्ति का मार्ग आसान कर दो. That is the meaning of dharmam chara, in which yajna, yaga, we have to do upasana, in that ask for this. Along with other dharma of your own, varnashrama ityadi, which is such a big exhaustive topic, उसको touch किया तो फिर 1 घंटा बोलना पड़ता है. In that, add this is also his dharma. Shrauta, smarta, ukta, yajna, upasana also is har din karne wala dharma. No, I have to tell them when I started the topic. Is not the devatas who are giving us so many deserve from our side whatever the oblations offerings we have to give them, because that is the food for them. ये तो लेन देन की बात है ना. When the devatas are empowering our faculties, and the Shastra said, Bhagavan said, Devan bhavayata anena yagnena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayanta shreyah paramavamsatha. You propitiate devatas through this yajna and upasana. Then only they propitiate you by giving you what is required for your outer life and spiritual life. And you are going on taking from them, you are not offering to them, then it is not correct. They'll have patience for some time. Later on, then they withdraw their help. Therefore, this yajna upasana में देवताओं का अर्चना करना, उपासना करना every day is important. And these upasana, archana are not outer prakriyas. Through the outer prakriya, what we are doing is what is there inside. What is there inside? These are the devatas because of whom my faculties are working. Therefore, I am able to do my dharma, I am able to do my sadhana. Therefore, I owe to them, so I am offering to them these things. This inner attitude is the outer upasana. Without inner attitude, without the clarity of understanding, the upasana is half only. Remembering them. Oh, that's what Shanno Mitraha Samvarunaha. With the meaning known of that mantra, Mitra Varuna, who are the protectors of daytime, nighttime, all activities. I am doing pranams to you. I am offering this pushpa to you. I am doing this arati to you. I am chanting this namavali to you. Whatever what is known to you, whatever is told to you, whatever what is convenient to you, do it. But in that, Adhisthana Devatas, they are propitiated and their blessings are very much needed to me. Otherwise, your Bhagavan Surya becomes angry. He will make our eyesight weaker. Then you can't study, you can't look. All these happen. And we have to be careful. We need them. They are the givers. We are supposed to propitiate them. And we should have the fear. That if we don't do that, then they will withdraw. Then it is a loss to us. All this is called Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara Swadhyayanma Pramadaha. No doubt. Acharyaya Priyam Dharmahrutya. That is also said. Prajatantum Mavyavachet exhaustively explained. Then Satyat Na Pramaditavyam explained. Satya ka pramad, jhoot bolna. Therefore, what is said here? Vismrutya api. Satya prati pramada na kartavya means anrutam na bhaktavyam. Vismrutya api anrutam na bhaktavyam. By mistake and forgetfulness also, you should not speak the untruth. When will you do that? Only consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, all the three levels, we are only able to speak Satya. Up to that level, we have to do Satya. That's the meaning. That means one, that commitment that at all times, at all my layers of consciousness, I will speak only truth. That commitment is the vana which goes into the roots and clears the impurities of asatya. We have to become purified, no, for Brahma Jnana. And these are the sadhanas for purification. मुख से तो सत्य बोल रहे हो फिर, लेकिन मन में, वासनाओं में असत्य है, तो फिर it will entertain the contradictory, conflicting thoughts. Like outside नमस्कार to स्वामी जी, but inside गुस्सा. तो असत्य हो गए ना, वो वाणी से तो नमस्कार किया, बट अंदर रेस्पेक्ट ही नहीं है, एंगर है, हेट्रेड है. सो इट्स अ स्प्लिट पर्सनैलिटी, इट्स अ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन. और मार्क्स जो है बाहर किया हुआ नमस्कार को नहीं दिए जाते हैं, अंदर के एटीट्यूड को दिए जाते हैं. Therefore, you are not able to do namaskar outside because of problem, but inside you have the attitude, the Guru knows it. On the other hand, other example, outside झुक के गुरु के पाँव खींच रहे हो, pulling the leg कहते हैं उसको, but out inside there is no devotion at all. That is not given the marks. Is it not? That is called the subconscious. Subconscious is at the mind level and at the little vasana level, samskara level. So to the mind level, to the samskara level, the satya has to permeate. That is the meaning of satyat na pramaditavyam. Such words, na pramaditavyam are so important. Pramada nahi karna. And when do we do pramada? When we take anything for granted. The one who takes anything for granted can never succeed in life, never succeed in any of his goals. He will be zero in spirituality. The highest sign of a spiritual person is not taking anything for granted. Good or bad. Bad he will not take for granted and involve in it and get himself destroyed. Good he will not be taken granted and neglect it. Understood? Apramado, alertness, not taking for granted is the highest price we have to give, which is very essential in the growth of spirituality, also in the life. Is it not? I can't take for granted my own words. I can speak, but what it influences the listener, if I am not aware of it and I talk something, these words are such one ना, आपका बोलने वाला आपके हाथ में नहीं होता, सुनने वाला क्या समझेगा, it is in his hands. That is why 50, 60, 70 साल के प्यार भी, दोस्ती भी एक शब्द से टूट जाता. I'm very afraid anything I say, how people take it and how they react or respond. डर लगता है भैया, बेटर है बोलो मत. That's what I am coming to conclusion. बोलना है तो शास्त्र बोलो, नहीं तो कुछ नहीं बोलो. Shastra is my ichha, Shastra is Guru ichha. But the other thing when I speak, how the world takes it. And the people go on sending their positive, negative thoughts to us and they affect our sadhana. इसलिए सन्यासी बनकर जंगल में जाओ, ना किसी लेना देना, ना किसी का डिस्टर्बेंस आपको नहीं पहुंचेगा. सटल लेवल में, दैट्स हाउ यू कैन डू साधना. दैट्स व्हाई दे गो, दे डोंट मीट पीपल, दैट्स इट. Because the presence of people not only affects outside physiologically, more than that, their thoughts and all. I'm just telling, Satyatna Pramaditavyam, if you want to understand the word Pramada and apply it in this context that never take for the granted, is this sensitivity. Pramada, inadvertence. सत्य से जनरली लाइफ में प्रमाद नहीं होना, सत्य बोलने किसी में प्रमाद नहीं होना, 4-5 बता रहे हैं. प्रमाद मीन्स टेकिंग फॉर ग्रांटेड, therefore careless. Sometimes these doctors, dietitians, when they tell us कि इतना कैलोरी का खाना लो, इतना नहीं, we gluttons, we just laugh at them. ए इतना पागल बन रहे, खाओ पियो, फेस्टिवल हो रहा है, एंजॉय करो. But you know how much struggle they have done for how many decades to discover or to understand the entire body's metabolism and discover what is required for the body at what time, how much. They have done a great research and thoroughly they studied and they are telling us. And we just, without knowing all that, we neglect. They talk in the language of calories, the vitamins and all. They're all big scientists, rishis they are all. Thorough practice, it will help you. If not, leave it, but don't neglect them. As spiritual people, all a scientific grade achievers go, we start blaming them. We start humiliating in selling. तुमको क्या पता, हमको तुमसे ज्यादा पता है बोलते हैं. But we know nothing. These scientists research of the every cell of the body, every part of the body, and what each part is made of what cell and what food it needs, how much quantity. Therefore, for a healthy life, what are the things to be taken at what age? What a great colossal research they have done. This is nothing shorter than Brahma Vidya in terms of its subtlety and effort. Brahma Vidya के समान तो हो ही नहीं सकता, but मेहनत में. But we take it for granted. Pramada. We are living in Pramada every moment, conducting Pramada in every moment. Remember, in that yesterday's tornado or the cyclone in that Florida, you are in that cyclonic flooding, cyclonic effect in the ocean in the boat. It's only a question of time. There's no doubt that the boat will be sunk in the ocean, the people will die. In the same way, today our life is fully filled 24 hours with pramada. It's only a question of time that we are going to create destruction to us. This is how we have to think. And then, what is the meaning of pramada rahityam? Alertness, not taking for granted. Then, at every level, alertness. See, in the Shanti mantra said, Rutam vadishyami, Satyam vadishyami. In the Navama Anuvaka it is said. In the beginning only Satyavada Dharmam Chara said. Again Satyana Pamitavam he is saying. चार बार एक उपनिषद में एक ही बात कह रहे हैं. So we have to be sensitive, how important it must be that Shruti Mata is repeating. And we do the pramada with the word pramada. The most important word is na pramaditavyam, and towards that only we become careless. Satya na pramaditavyam. देखो क्यों भगवान ने प्रहलाद को बचाया. एक ही रीजन था कि प्रहलाद ने सत्य बोला. नहीं बोलता ना, भगवान आएंगे नहीं. तुम सत्य बोले ही नहीं, मैं क्यों नहीं रक्षा करूं तुम्हारा, करूंगा ही नहीं मैं. You said Lord alone is everywhere. That is ultimate truth. You spoke. Therefore, I came and protected you. झूठ बोलने से भगवान का भी रक्षा नहीं रहेगा. जो सत्य बोलने से भगवान से लेकर सबका रक्षा हमारे होगा. सत्य रक्षा. That's why सत्यम रक्षति धर्मः रक्षति धर्मो रक्षति रक्षितः. सत्यमेव जयते धर्मो रक्षति रक्षितः. These are the Mahavakyas. Satyameva Jayate is in all our currency and our emblem. Dharmo Rakshata Rakshita. He is the most important thing. This is what the glory of Sanatana Dharma, Shastras, Hinduism, essence. ये दो करो बाकी सब हो जाता है अपने अंदर. Anyway, सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम, नो प्रमाद of सत्यो. ओके, सत्य का प्रमाण अनृत है, इसलिए भूल कर भी झूठ नहीं बोलना. ऐसा करना है तो भूल कर भी सत्य ही बोलने का अभ्यास करना है. दैट इज व्हाट टेक्स टाइम. लाइक व्हेन आई डूइंग डेली कमिंग टू क्लास, कर कर के प्रैक्टिस आदत हो गया. आदत होना मीन्स एफर्टली वी आर कमिंग नाउ. नॉट दैट इट विल बी इटर्नल, नॉट दैट एनीबडी एनी डे कैन नॉट गिव एंड गो. अगर किस्मत फिर जाता है तो कोई भी जोड़ कर जा सकता है. But the effortlessness has come to us. That is repeatedly we have done. So to Satya, karke, it should percolate to the entire personality. That by mistake also, the anruta should not happen. That is called na pramaditavyam. Same way, dharmat na pramaditavyam. So much of dharma we have to do as anushtano, that uska koi pramad na ho. And I am telling you, there's no pramada in my mind now regarding the classes. चाहे तबीयत जैसा भी हो, कुछ भी हो, आदत हो गया उसका. Like some brahmanas, they make their sandhya vandanam morning, evening. So regular anushtana, that there is no pramada for getting that. That is dharmat na pramaditavyam. Dharma is anushtheya. And that which is to be done is called anushtana. If that is not done, it's called as adharma. Therefore, ananushthanam of the anusthana yogya dharma is called as pramada. Don't allow it. Make it a habit. See, we get addicted to asatya and adharma. We should get addicted to satya and dharma. That's called as napramada. Is it not? The word is negative, addict. But if it conveys the meaning, use it. Like I'm addicted to Shastra. It's a healthy thing. The word is wrong. Habituated. You are inspired. These are all the healthy words. You are committed. Is it not? So, dharma na pramaditavyam. Ho gaya? Never ever have dharma pramada to your duties. Your dharma. Dharma means anushtanam. That's what Bhagavan said yesterday. Ki dharma na pramadita means धर्म शब्दस्य अनुष्ठेय विषयत्वात् अननुष्ठानं प्रमादः सः न कर्तव्यः. Now here ki, why I am not doing it? Why should I give it up when it is a dharma? I must do only. This type of soliloquy, talking to ourselves, we have to do. देखो इतना important है. Why my laziness is stopping me doing my dharma? Why my distractions, indulgences are stopping me do my dharma? The typical best example is the women of the house. When she by habit is committed to her dharma, of making the food etc. for the family, वो जिंदगी भर डेली करती है, कभी अपना वो वाला धर्म का प्रमाद नहीं करती. It is only very serious health issue is there that she will do, but otherwise she's sitting for the TV cinema along with the husband and children. Suddenly she remembers that she had to make the, how much ever wonderful the program may be, she will sacrifice that for the sake of that dharma nirvahana. That is called as a best example. And these other people of the family never realize it, that every day she is not doing that pramada to dharma, definitely practicing dharma, therefore they are getting the food all the 3 times. Imagine karo that housemaking lady for a week. She becomes erratic or doesn't do her this dharma. कितना confusion हो जाता है घर में. See that? So too in the offices, the clerks, even the class for employees. Their level may be, their education may be more lesser, but the work they do every day, coming, collecting the dak and giving each of the dak to each of the departments. अगर ये नहीं कितना करते वो तो आगे बढ़ेगा ही नहीं ये काम. In fact, these so-called by we stupid people, the so-called low category people, if they don't do their dharma, The whole thing is chaos. Like the municipal people. अरे वो लोग 3 दिन कचरा नहीं निकालो, क्या हो जाएगा जिंदगी? In our body also, very bad example I am giving. Don't feel bad. Don't scold. We give value to the eyes because it sees the TV and enjoyment. We value the tongue because so many tastes and all. Are Maharaj, your own inner digestion and excretion system. If 2 days if it doesn't work, क्या हालत हो गया तुम्हारा? बाकी सारे काम करेंगे क्या? ये बताओ. But do we value that system? It is more important actually. The class for employees are important. The laborers are important. The people who come on time to your house. एक दिन लेट आए तो चिल्लाते हो और 6 दिन टाइम पे आकर किया है ना. That is why the 6 days of you have gone. That's how you know the seventh day is importance. The seventh day when he doesn't come, not that scolding him, value of him knowing it and see to that he comes every day. ये लोग धर्म का बर्बाद करेंगे ना तो आगे बढ़ेगा नहीं गाड़ी. Is it not? The pilot is flying the flight good, but who is making the flight airworthy? Is the pilot doing it or what? How many ground duty staff are there? If they do any pramada, then collapse हो जाएगा वो. Why I am saying this, though, is an extra addition word. In this world, nobody is less important. Everybody important in their own place. Especially those who are less importance given should be duly given importance, not necessarily too much. And all that I am talking about, dharmat na pramaditavyam. Nobody should do the pramada of the dharma. Examples are these. If they do pramada, how many the loss incurs? They are not doing pramada, therefore thank them. We shout at the driver, जल्दी चलाओ. अरे भाई एक एक सेकंड हो ट्रैफिक को बचाते हुए बचते हुए. He is taking you. You should be obliged, thankful to him. Just by paying some money, we are only showing our ignorance. You thank him. भाई it took me properly. तो आराम से आगे अच्छी तरह आगे जुग जुग जियो. Because he fulfilled his dharma. कहीं गलत ले लिया, wrong ले लिया, पुलिस वाला पकड़ लिया. How much tension it will be? Why I am saying is, wherever the world is gloriously, beautifully going on, it is because of dharma. Wherever the problems are happening, is because of pramada of the dharma. And in my life, I suffered only for one reason, कि dharma का प्रमाद किया. I am just giving an example. Every one of us. That I have to realize. Dukkha comes only when we do pramada of satya dharma. And that adds to the inner impurity. Then we can never become qualified for sadhana. और जो बंदा लाइसेंस के बिना हर बार डरते हुए गाड़ी चला रहा है और पकड़ा जाता है, फिर गाड़ी जब्त होती है, फिर चालान भर के आना है, ऐसे जो बंदा असत्य अधर्म में बिजी है, हाउ कैन ही कम टू क्लास एंड स्टडी वेदांत? I am observing my mind. Throughout the day, my mind is, I am just telling example. Throughout the day, mind is worried about things and people and all nonsense. How can I focus on Aham Brahmasmi? Is it not? And two thoughts is what? One is guilt and regrets of what is not done, and also too many of expectations which are impossible. You expect, but it is not possible that it comes to you. Therefore, stop expecting. And don't have regret guilt. How? By doing what you are supposed to do. That's clear the mind. That's called Antakarana Shuddhi. Dharmat na pramaditavyam. Okay, now comes Kushalat na pramaditavyam. How exhaustively we spoke yesterday. Kushala means Atma Rakshana Arthat Karmanaha na pramaditavyam. At all levels of your personality, your life. You have to do all those things to be done by which you are absolutely safe. You first take responsibility. After that, in that fulfilling the responsibility, you need the help of others, take it. बट अपने कुशलता दूसरों के हाथ में नहीं रखना और अपने कुशलता का खुद के कारण भी प्रमाद नहीं करना, ध्यान नहीं रख कर. एंड वेरी सेंसिटिव इश्यू. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हेल्थ का ले लो. बीइंग हेल्दी इज आवर राइट एंड इट्स आवर ड्यूटी. You cannot have the pramada for this health kushalata. What mistakes we do? We go on following what we think without clarity. Therefore, you should consult the doctor and tell him कि ऐसा मैं कर रहा हूँ. This is who I am. Is it okay? Can I have the better guidance? Second type of people are what? They know they are going wrong and they talk to the doctor. Doctor gives all advice, but they don't practice. That is called also pramada. Therefore, they are never kushala at the body level. And देह क्या है ना चारों पुरुषार्थ के लिए अर्थ काम धर्म मोक्ष फॉर मी द जीव द देह इज इम्पॉर्टेंट ओनली मनुष्य कितने देर में कोई वर्ष से मिलेगा नहीं पता एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू नॉट टू फ्राइटन आई एम टेलिंग माई सेल्फ व्हाई शुड आई टेल व्हाट पापा आई एम डूइंग इन दिस लाइफ अर्ली आई डोंट नो बिकॉज ऑफ कुछ अगले जिंदगी में अंधा बनूंगा लंगड़ा बनूंगा लूना क्या पता I may be born as a autopsy. What is it? Autopsy. ऐसे को child बोलते हैं. Autopsy is different. It's a medical test. Child disabilities वगैरह है ना सर. कुछ भी हो सकता है भाई. क्या गारंटी है कि मैं पहले तो गारंटी है कि मनुष्य बनूंगा. बनूं तो भी क्या हिंदुइज्म में मैंने कहा इंडिया में कहाँ होऊंगा. In that also what? I don't know. But this life I am where. मरने तक तो है याद. Let us use this body for sadhana, for that kushala, protect it. We don't know बाबा कहाँ जन्म होगा अगले जन्म में क्या होगा. No, I am doing so much punya and all that. But what is the backlog? We don't know. Zero papa you may be having your punya only 100%, but वो chance है. हो सकता नहीं हो सकता. But अब जो है वो है ना हाथ में. अब जो हाथ में है उसको बताने के लिए एग्जाम्पल ये एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रहे हैं. The explanation that what's going to be next life is uncertain is not to demoralize about future life. It is only to inspire about this life that we are already human, protect the body and do sadhana. It may be glorious than this. That's very good. But do you know it? Don't know. You know about this life na तो इसको संभालो. कुशलात् आत्मरक्षणार्थात्. In that आत्मरक्षण again पूरा responsibility यहाँ श्रुति माता गुरु हमारे सर पे डाल रहे हैं. Your body, you have to do rakshana. Your pranamaya kosha, you have to do rakshana. Your indriyas, you have to do rakshana. Your mana buddhi. Is it not a police officer? अरे अपने राइफल गन पिस्टल खुद को संभालना है. अपना यूनिफॉर्म टोपी सारे वॉट एवर कॉल पित्तियाँ यू हैव टू संभालो देम. योर ओन फिटनेस ऑफ द बॉडी यू हैव टू संभालो. You are given a नौकरी, you have to sustain it by performing there. तो वहां खुद को सर्व आत्म संरक्षण में प्रमाद नहीं होना चाहिए. कुशलात कहते हैं उसको. There are two things. खुद को नहीं संभाला और दूसरों को उद्धार नहीं करने के लिए जा रहा है. दूसरा क्या है? अपने आप को नहीं उद्धार करते हुए दूसरे को भी डिपेंड हो रहा है. Instead of helping myself, I am depending on others. And also, instead of helping myself, I am trying to help others. पहला अपना संभालना कुशलात न प्रमेदव्य. Everywhere. You need a good diet. They are not giving you work hard and earn and enjoy. So too, they are offering too much of food, but not good for the health. You be careful about the health and don't eat. चाहिए तो खाना नहीं तो छोड़ना दोनों आपको आना चाहिए. That is called kushalata. Please see, if I explain these slokas very expanded way, it may consume time, but you will understand how great are our shastras in one or two words and how many things we have to learn in life to make it beautiful. Therefore, how at a very low level of ignorance we are. कुछ भी नहीं पता हमको, बहुत बहुत जानना होता है और ये सारे हमारे शास्त्रों में भर भर कर रखा है. Kushalana Brahmatam is one sentence enough for the guru and disciples there that highest order. हमको explain करना पड़ेगा because that Swami will tell to the people of Kali Yuga, my students know it. Kushala means they understand everything. अपना कमरा संभालो, अपने कपड़े संभालो, अपने हेल्थ को संभालो, अपने इंद्रिय मनो बुद्धि कुशल में प्रमाद नहीं करना है. It includes everything. Your child, you are told to get the wood for the yajna. You go on to the forest. You are not supposed to get into any चोट और एक्सीडेंट देर. अपने आप को संभालते हुए जो काम दिया है करना है. ये इट गोस विदाउट सेइंग. डोंट टेल दैट आपने काम दिया मैं करने गया इसलिए मेरे को एक्सीडेंट हो गया. अरे बेवकूफ. When the work is given, it already includes that do it without getting into accident. कुशल स्व आत्मरक्षणार्थात् कुशलात् न आत्मरक्षणार्थात् कर्मणः न प्रमथन. कुशल मीन्स इज अ कर्म. व्हाट कुशल कर्म? आत्मा को अपने आप को रक्षण करने वाला कोई भी कर्म है उसे चूकना नहीं. अपने आप को रक्षा करना है. अपने आप को रक्षा करने वाले कर्मों को कुशल कर्म कहते हैं. उस कुशल कर्म करने में प्रमाद नहीं रखना. प्रमाद हो न कर्तव्य. कुशलात् कुशलात् मीन्स आत्मरक्षणार्थात् कर्मणः. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कुशलात्. प्रमादः न कर्तव्य न प्रमदितव्यम. तव्य प्रत्यय मीन्स कर्तव्य. तव्य कर्तव्य करणीय कार्य. These words wherever they come, they are the order, they are the duty, they are the anushas in our interest. Shruti and Guru is like a doctor. He will tell all the prescription. He says he will threaten. ये करेगा ना तो फिर और बढ़ेगा बीमारी और ये करोगे तो जल्दी ठीक हो जाओगे. मेरे लिए नहीं है तेरे लिए. He will order but go away. He has no personal selfishness involved in that. छोटे गुरु एंड शास्त्र. ये करोगे संसार से बाहर नहीं तो फंसोगे. वी हैव नथिंग टू टेक और लूज व्हेन यू डू और डोंट डू. कुशलात् न प्रमदितव्यम. कुशलात् आत्मसंरक्षणार्थात् कर्मणः. ओके. आत्मरक्षणार्थात् कर्म न प्रमदितव्यम. एड आत्मरक्षण इज व्हाट आर द थिंग्स. मेनली द हेल्थ ऑफ द बॉडी, पीस ऑफ द माइंड, शार्पनेस ऑफ द इंटेलेक्ट. All of them finally should be fit for our adhyatmic sadhana. For all our even dharma nirvana. Kushala also includes, yesterday I started from that, financial status. The people whom we depend on. Then comes our deha, prana, indriya, mana, buddhi. These are very precious, valuable, inevitable things. Without these, we can't go to sadhana through. Only at the final moment we drop them. तब तक यही. लेकिन घर पहुंचने के बाद कहीं गाड़ी छोड़ोगे. बट जहां से आ रहे हो वहां से घर तक आने तक गाड़ी तो चाहिए था हमको. 100 किलोमीटर तय गाड़ी से ही हुआ. बाद में गाड़ी जरूरत नहीं. पार्क इट एंड गो इनसाइड. So at the final level we transcend upadhis. But what takes us to that final level are these upadhis only. Without the mana can you have devotion to Guru and God and invoke their blessing? Without the Deha, Indriya and Prana Shakti, can you do the seva told by them? Without the Buddhi, can we do the listening, studying, contemplation? They are very essential. उनकी रक्षा में करनी है. Is it not? उनके द्वारा misuse नहीं करना, उनको अपने नुकसान नहीं करना. That is always said. But we have to protect them also. That's called as Atma Rakshanarthat Karmana na Pramada Kartavyaha. Then the Bhotyai, then Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam, Deva Pitrukaryabhyam, all these glorious thoughts we'll discuss tomorrow. Thank you. Today we had a very, very useful introduction. If I am allowed to say, you can feel about it. मुझे तो बहुत अच्छा लगा. अच्छा थॉट था. ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परमर्षिभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. थैंक यू. ओम